Now here's a good one for you. This is from Julian Phillips. Can you ask Lee that given...
Where's Julian from?
I don't know. I don't dig that deep. Can you ask Lee that given his genetics and common sense approach to diet and exercise, if he ever felt he could attain his look without drugs?
Well, up until, if you look at my early photos from the age of 13 to 19, when I'd won everything to Mr. Australia and got second in the universe when I was 17, I did attain it without drugs. So to say how far I could have gone and how good I could have looked without them, well, it's one of those things I guess we'll never know now. But because once you get your pro card and you know, okay, I'm going up against guys who are on drugs, you automatically, okay, well, to be up against them, I got to use them too. So from the age of 19 when I started using them, sure I put more size on, but could I have done that without them? Maybe to a degree. So it's one of those things we'll never know the answer to. But I had a good physique and muscle. Like I said, if you look back at my early photos without the drugs, I still was winning contests, but how far I could have gone or whatever, it's hard to say. And there was one year in the pro ranks I did compete the year without them, and I was probably 5 pounds lighter. Training was just as good, trained just as hard. The only thing I found without them was because I was doing so much cardio and training, the recovery time in between workouts and that was a lot harder. So I just took so many aminos and all the other stuff, over the counter stuff, but still felt good. But the only thing I really noticed was just the recovery and being more drained and tired. So you can do it. If you've got the genetics, and I mean, like if you're that 1% that has those superior genetics, you can go as far as you can without them. I say do that, but like I said, once you get to that level, feels hard. Then, like you said, if everyone else is on them, you're thinking, well, I have to be on them. So, but you know, it's one of those things. I said, but I always tell people go as far as you can without them and see what physique you can get without them before you use them. Because if you start using them, then you'll never know. So I said, I know guys that take them before they even go to the gym. So,
well, one thing I get sick of explaining to people is, you know, you give them advice and then they say, oh, that's okay for him because he's on a boatload of drugs, and I try and explain that you haven't always.
Well, that's like now. See, the last time I did a cycle, if I'm being honest, was up to the universe, which was what, last October, and since then, what are we now, July? Nothing. So that's almost what, October, say November, December, January, February, March, 8 months. So like I said, whenever I've been off them, I train just as hard. I eat a lot of food. That's why I tell people you get a lot more stuff from food and training hard. And people get the mentality where they can't train without them. They rely on them too much. That mentally, when they go to the gym without them, like, I can't go heavy, I can't do this because I'm not on drugs. Where if you think that way, you're screwed. So I've never thought that way. So when I'm off them, I'm great. I'm happy to be off them. And then when I use them for a contest, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to use them, so I do. But it's not one of those things I love it when I do take them. But I know guys that just love being on it all year round. They never come off it. They just lower the dosage. They go on a big cycle, come down a low course, go on a big cycle. And to me, that's stupid. So when people ask me how many cycles did I do a year, in the old days I'd do one before a contest, which could be the 12 to 16 weeks. I'd come off for 3 or 4 months. Or say I competed at the Ironman, the Arnold, that in February, March. I'd be off from March until I got ready about July. Then I'd be on them again for the Olympia. So I'd be off more than I was on half the time. But these days people just stay on them all year round, which is crazy. So I don't know how they afford it. It's like older, but since the universe, and people are like, well, how do you keep your size? I'm like, why would you lose size if you train every day? You know, you're not going to lose muscle size. You know, the only thing you'll probably lose a little bit is maybe a bit of bloat and water weight. But if you're training properly and eating, you shouldn't lose any size when you come off gear. It's stupid. But like I said, the main thing I noticed that year I did them in the pro range when I didn't do them was just the recovery. I was just a lot more tired. But so I said, well, steroids will mainly just help for recovery, help you build, help put muscle on. But you know, when they got people back from Vietnam and the POWs, they used to put muscle on them. But really, it's just a recovery because your muscle recovers quicker. You can have more workouts and stuff and full-on workouts. But like that football player playing last night at State of Origin, what was it? Broke his arm. 6 weeks later, he's out there playing again.
Oh, come on! It was all the creatine.
I think, yeah. No peptides or anything.
No.
6 weeks and you're out there running, tackling people.
They're all natural, mate. 100%.
That's a quick healing broken arm there.